Hello everybody, so I just want to let you all know right now, Donald Trump can get on stage right now and apologize for all the mistakes and all the sin and all the things he said about Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, and everybody else. And Democrats have to apologize for their mistakes too. They all have their flaws. But Donald Trump, he's not the Messiah. He's not the Messiah. He's not God. He's not Jesus. He's not anything. And all these supporters of MAGA going around saying that he's part of that. Remember I told you in the last video yesterday, the day before, Make America Great Again slogan came from Ronald Reagan. Did not come from Donald Trump. If it did, I wouldn't be saying this. And a lot of you may not be saying this. If you wear Make America Great Again hats and jerseys and shirts and all that, and jeans, whatever you wear, you have a tattoo about it, whatever, that's your business. But Ronald Reagan didn't get the credit where credit is due for his slogan. If he did, that's bravo, that's a good thing. But Donald Trump thinks he can just take credit for every little thing that is not of him. This man is going to be judged big time. And the way the world is, God is going to be busy on Judgment Day with this man especially, because Donald Trump thinks he can do whatever he wants to do. And he said in 2020 he's the chosen one. He went like this: I'm the chosen one. Outside, on camera for all to see. The only reason it was on the news is because of the mainstream media, and also because it was recorded on camera. Someone took out the camera's phone and started recording it, and also it was on the radio show they were talking about it, and also it was on TV, it was on the internet, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube. Everybody was talking about it. He also wanted to shut down TikTok because it was made in China. And yes, I understand, China should be held responsible for the pandemic they caused in 2020. And God did judge China for that. Go check out the blackout and all the things that they went through in China. Go check it out. God can work in many ways and mysterious ways. Does that mean he's many and mysterious? No. That just means God can work in many ways and mysterious ways. If God were to tell Donald Trump to drop out of the race, and Donald Trump doesn't listen, that means he's being stubborn. Donald Trump only cares about himself. Because the Lord will not be mocked. The Lord will not be mocked. He will not be ridiculed. He will not be tricked or deceived. You cannot do that to the Lord and get away with it. The devil cannot do that to the Lord and get away with it. Demons cannot do that to the Lord and get away with it. And demons are fallen angels. They're 1/3 of the fallen angels were being deceived by the devil in heaven, and they got kicked out. If Donald Trump were to act a fool in a place, a business, or wherever, he would be kicked out. The whole point of this video is Donald Trump is not untouchable like he thinks he is. Donald Trump is not the man to be president and qualify for the job. That's like a criminal applying for a job at McDonald's as a cook or something, and he gets tossed out. Why? Because he's a criminal. So if felons can't get a job in a fast food restaurant like McDonald's, what makes you think Donald Trump should be running for president? Yes, he's still running, but does that mean he's qualified for the position? No. If me or you or anybody would try to do the same thing, you get in trouble. How come he's not getting in trouble? Because I'll tell you right now, he may not be in trouble in this life, but in the next one, he better repent and confess. He better ask for forgiveness and mercy, because he got another thing coming. The lake of fire is waiting for him. The devil's waiting for him where they're going. But the thing is, guys, ladies and gentlemen of the United States and other countries, if you're watching this from other countries too, let me tell you something. No other country would be going through this. Canada doesn't do this. Mexico doesn't do this. Cuba doesn't do this. China doesn't do this. And they're a communist country. Russia doesn't do this. No other country doesn't do this. And speaking of the United States and Russia, Russia just released a family. I don't know their names, but they released them, American citizens, back home to the United States just the other day. I think it was yesterday or Wednesday. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. And Joe Biden and Kamala Harris and everybody welcomed them back home to the United States. American citizens who were locked up in jail in Russia. Russia said, okay, you can go. There was a process to it first. They went out, they came back to the United States, and Russia, Vladimir Putin could have said, no, come stay in my country. No, he let them go. The Russian president, Vladimir Putin, let them go, and they went back home. They went home on an airplane, by the way. In Russia, were in American prisons. Russians, they let them out. They went back to Russia. So Russians went back to Russia. Americans went back home to the United States here in our country. and God bless that. God bless them for having freedom and letting them go. Because God could have said, Russia, let my people go. Just like he sent Moses to Egypt. God sent Moses to Egypt to tell Pharaoh, let my people go. And Pharaoh refused because he had a stubborn heart. He was stubborn. God said, you know what? I'm going to punish Egypt in the Middle East. Here, I'm going to punish Egypt. And that's what happened. So God could have told, he could have done the same thing to Russia with Vladimir Putin, just like God did to Egypt and Pharaoh by using Moses to set Israelites free. God could have said, let my American people go from Russia, and whoosh, the wrath of God would have been upon Vladimir Putin in Russia in an instant. And Vladimir would have been like, oh man, I gotta change this, man. I gotta let them go before something bad happens. Vladimir Putin also thinks he can do what he wants to do. Him and Donald Trump go hand in hand. But who do you think would be worse, Donald Trump or Vladimir Putin? Let's do a swap. Vladimir Putin running for president in Russia. The United States. Imagine if Vladimir Putin was the president of our country in the United States here. Or Donald Trump was the president of Russia. Oh boy, Russians would be in trouble, I'm just saying. And Americans would be in trouble with Vladimir Putin. I think Vladimir Putin is worse than Donald Trump because he invaded Ukraine and Europe, a sovereign nation. He cut off their electricity, he cut off their power sources, their banks, everything in Ukraine. And Vladimir Zelensky, the president of Ukraine, was saying, oh no, I'm going to fight this. I can't stand this. I'm going to stand for my country. Vladimir Zelensky is a true hero. And he stood up for his people, the Ukrainian people, his citizens. That's what a real leader, a president does, Donald Trump. Not sell out to Russia and be cowering down to everything that happens. A real leader stands up for their people, not backing down. And bowing down to Vladimir Putin and kissing his feet, like a puppet with a puppet master, like a puppet does for the master, Guys, it's just, always tell the truth. This is the truth what I'm saying in this video. If you think Donald Trump isn't a sellout, go look it up online. Read it. It's not fake news, it's not made up or a myth. It's true. He actually said these words about Russia and the United States. Go check it out.